has been notified, and a copy of the agenda has been made available to the public. Dr. Ivy, would you kindly confirm the record to us?
I can. Madam Chairwoman, Ms. Heather Bass is physically present along with Director Rauschenbach and Director Newton. Ms. Davis will be joining virtually soon. We also do not have present community representative Mr. Norton, but Ms. LaQuania Chambers, our staff liaison, is also present. You have a quorum of the committee.
This meeting is now called to order. Thank you all for being here today and your continued commitment to our work. This time I'd like to invite Reverend Newton to provide an invocation.
Shall we pray? Our Father and our God, we thank you for another day that you have given to us. For this is the day that you have made. We are delighted that you included us in your day. We invoke your Holy Spirit upon us now as we work for the upbuilding of your kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
If you would all like to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go ahead and read our mission and vision statements. Liberty STEAM Charter works to provide all students with equal access to a world-class K-12 education in an academically rigorous and student-centered learning environment, creating graduates who will be thoughtful and engaged citizens prepared to take on the leadership challenges of the 21st century. And for our vision statement, in partnership with our families and the community, our vision is to provide real-world, interdisciplinary, personalized, and project-based learning experiences through a STEAM-based academic program where graduates become the next generation of leaders, employers, and employees who contribute to the economic well-being of their communities and families. So if there's no objections to the approval of the consent agenda, the minutes from the previous meeting and today's meeting agenda have been approved. So Dr. Ivy, if you would like to lead us through the topics for today.
Yes, directors, we have on the board all of our topics for today. Ms. Bass and I had our one-on-one check-in prior to today's meeting to give any additional information. There are no new topics to add. I do know we want to spend some time getting feedback specifically on 3C, really all things PATH, but really 3C. Are there any other pieces of feedback to beef up, close it out that you're strong with PATH? And so that's the only I remember from our call. So Ms. Chambers is here to give her staff report. She'll kick us off, and then we'll go into our regular recurring cadence of updates on grants, then into PATH, and then cascaded information from other committees that this committee is made aware of. Anything else, Director Newton, Ms. Rauschenbach? Beautiful. All right, Ms. Chambers.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So these are my February Family and Community Engagement updates. We're current enrollment is 912 with that spot being filled on Monday, and actually that's a little bit off. We had two fifth grader and third grader withdraw, and so it is actually that would actually make it 909. If my math is right, but we do have one starting Monday, and then we have to fill those 2 seats. We're working on that now, but that is a new update. But our persistence is still at 97% with adding those numbers in there. Next slide. With our, I don't think this is the most updated version of the, but I know it. So we, at January, we asked that all parents have 5 hours. So at the end of January, we were at the 99% mark. There were just maybe about 5 parents that had not hit that mark when it was due. We made the phone calls, they got them in. And so this month it was 6 hours that they needed to be at. And currently 77% of those families are at the 6 hour mark. And then we have 35% have completed all of their hours already for the year. Our Scholar ADA for the year across both campuses are currently at 96%. Again, we were fully enrolled up until about an hour ago because we are doing hopes and dreams makeups, and this is the second round. So if you didn't come the first time and if you didn't sign up to come tomorrow, you had to be moved off the list. So we have one person who has gone cold on us and did not sign up to come tomorrow. So we will be opening another seat, but would say we're in a pretty good spot for the 26-27 enrollment because we're not chasing a bunch of paperwork. It's just the one-offs that start to fall off or go cold on us. And then for our February highlights, we had our Valentine's dance. We had a Peace Academy where the Tandem Mobile Health Clinic came out for families to visit. They want to do something where they offer a weekend clinic for us where families, mom, dad, scholar, everybody could come and get any vaccines or boosters that they may need. So they were able to allow parents to come in, sign a consent form, and just take a look at what they have. It's a very nice truck. We have our parent navigator kicking off tomorrow. And so we decided to do that a little bit different this year. Instead of like giving someone one-on-one mentor trying to track, did you really talk to them? We will have something that looks like, only word I know what to call it is speed dating, right? It looks like speed dating where you come in, you sit with another parent, we have some conversation cards where they'll ask them questions like, what makes you most nervous about starting LSC? And you know, hopefully the experienced parents can kind of talk them off of the edge of whatever those nervous feelings are and just kind of help them feel good about the choice that they made at Liberty. And then of course we had our 5th graders had their field trip to Thompson, which served as the shadow day that we needed to have on our roadmap. And so they will come back and write a persuasive essay in preparation of SC Ready, and also just as a reflection of that time that they have there. And then there'll be a Saturday enrichment opportunity for them to experience another hands-on project.
Hey, I think we're moving that to an after-school on a half day on a Friday.
Yes, that is right, a
To
Friday.
ensure that we
Yeah.
maximize.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is
And that's
correct.
very technical, the project that we have in place for them, so super excited about
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be
connecting
great
them
time.
to those jobs
Yeah.
that are waiting for them, right?
And then upcoming in March, sorry, real quick, I just got a couple more in that slide. And we're having our family movie night for our incoming scholars. That'll be at USC Sumter this time because we normally have it at the Opera House. The Opera House is closed down. We will have Reality Town in March, is where the kids will go through the life simulation where they'll have to buy groceries. They'll get their salary, they have to buy groceries and housing, pick a car, all of those things. So that experience will happen on March 19th. And then also we will be rolling out our climate survey, which you all know is a big piece of our report card. We've just finished that call with them to make sure that we're good to go to roll that out for teachers and scholars and parents. And then we'll also be doing our intent to return survey to get a heads up on who will possibly be leaving for the next school year so that we'll have an accurate count of what seats to open in those higher grades. And then a new piece that will be added to the intent to return survey is, do you believe that you'll have a kindergartner that you'll add to the 27-28 kindergarten list so that we can kind of project. I think this year caught us off guard how many siblings we had. I mean, nothing we could do about it, right? But it just was, we didn't know that we would have that many. So this will just kind of give us a heads up of what we're looking at. And for the roadmaps, this is kind of what we have planned in the pipeline for the roadmaps. We have our parent navigator happening on the 25th and the 28th. So we're doing a Wednesday night session and then a Saturday session for the parents to pick those 2 options. We have scheduled our Welcome to Liberty for April the 18th. And then we need to schedule dates for those kinder screenings so that those dates have not been determined yet, but they will happen in May. And then for the 5th grade roadmap, we're having Reality Town on the 19th. We're having our college tour where we'll be confirmed. We have Morris College confirmed. Central Carolina has confirmed that we can come. USC Sumter is still helping us because it's kind of finals week also, so it's not a lot that they can see, but they're just trying to figure out how we can work it out. Char Air Force Base, hot and cold. I get a yes and a no, then another no. They can only take, they're saying they can't take more than 40 students at a time, but they are open to visiting our scholars at the school, but trying to get them there at one time, like the whole group of 150 or even 2 classes at a time would be 50, which would be over their max. So just the logistics of trying to get them there. They wanted to let them go see the jets and all those things, but they told me that 40 at a time is their cap. And then of course we're gonna have a signing day. So after all of the reflection of the roadmap, is this really the career that you think do you still wanna do this? If yes, we're gonna commit to it. If not, we're gonna change our minds and talk about what we think our other option will be. And then of course we'll have graduation day. So we're getting really close to the end of the roadmaps.
And I've heard really great feedback from our 5th graders' hopes and dreams tours, so thank you for putting that together and putting that over the finish line. It's been truly amazing for those families and those scholars.
The most recent PASA, 5th graders took the PASA, and just to see how they felt about it was amazing. Like they really impressed me every time they take PASA, but they shared a lot about the experience, and it really was. I was just surprised to see that they were that engaged and they took away that much from it. You know, you had some who said they were nervous, they didn't know that they would have to do that much talking, but a lot of them really, the kids enjoyed it.
That bonus question, you gotta read it. They really took it, not only is their satisfaction going up, but there's some really reflective comments in there.
I appreciate that they're included in the conversation instead of the conversation about them.
Right.
That it's with them, and that their voice is heard. Huge difference that you're making. And you're teaching them self-advocacy.
Right.
So great plan and execution.
Do y'all have any questions for me?
March 19th is a big day. It is the reality town. It's new to all of us. I mean,
Yeah.
5th grade hopes and dreams is new, but this is completely new. It's also a big day in a lot of other people's worlds that we all got a lot going on. It's our Cockney Day. They switched our visit, and so it's now the 19th. And so I've not seen as much traffic on the parent Facebook page, but parents now have heard about Reality Town, and they are really excited about it. I saw some comments yesterday. So it's a brand new thing. Pastor Newton advocated for us to build in a checkpoint on the roadmap at the end for them to say, hey, this is not for me, right? I want to change. I want to be in the public safety cluster. And so Micah there's going to be some presentation that the kids are going to be creating. An audio recorded presentation is what we want. And so it's actually a slide. This is what my assessment said, going through the roadmap, this affirmed me or it did not affirm me, and I now want to be I think I want to be in this career cluster. And so I just want to make sure you knew that, because that was a push from you, Pastor.
Also, I think it's time that we begin differentiating for like Saturday schools and the after-school programs, specific to those career clusters. So as we're pushing those out, like, we'll do the activity that's very engineering and technology based on that Friday after school and that half day. Are there other areas that you need us to advocate to go get people involved for project-based learning that is specific to those career clusters? I.e., do we need something after school for health sciences? Do we need something after school?
I definitely believe so. If we could get those into the rotations of those half-day Fridays, if there was an enrichment or a Saturday enrichment where they could go to their career clusters and learn more, that would be great. We just know that sometimes it is a time commitment that we're asking people. We already have PATH going on and all the other things, but that would be extremely helpful if we could find some partners to do that.
But what we do know, how we're going to get all 150 is during the school day. And so it is, I believe, official today. I have not checked Slack, but we do have an internal staff member who has finished his 4-year degree And we are flexing that position next year to do two things. One is sixth graders have to do digital literacy on the computer. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 course. It is going to be just for sixth graders, and it really is going to be exactly what you just said. It is like a guarantee in sixth grade that you get exposed to all 14 clusters. And then really at the end of sixth grade, am I really going to be in
You
the
can
public
have an
safety? Am I
opportunity
really going to be in the
to
engineering?
flex
So
again.
I can
I
see
like
that there are 10 months in a school year. There are 14 career clusters. You know, this person can say, okay, Monday is gonna be engineering, the engineering cluster, or by month. Public safety is gonna be October, and so how the scope and sequence is designed would really,
The one
get us
thing
there.
I have learned, because after the field trip, we wanted to do something in the class, so we asked Miss Joe to go back to the fifth grade teachers and find out. And they are protecting that time for educational requirements completely, which is why we transitioned from after school or a Saturday school.
Yep.
I just wanna make sure that we're protecting.
because this is part of the scorecard.
Yeah.
We were green this week, we were yellow the last time, but we're measuring exactly what Miss Joe.
But protecting instructional time
Absolutely.
and making sure that we keep that first, and then,
Right.
but we are supplementing with these opportunities. And everywhere, everybody all at once is not gonna work.
But we know if we feed
Being
them,
intentional.
if we feed them on a Friday afternoon, you're gonna get double what
Right.
would typically come.
Okay, so I gotta go find the budget.
Chick-fil-A, right?
That's what we talked about.
Hey, okay, all right. I guarantee you
I was
something.
well, I was budgeting for 35, so.
Pizza is always
Pizza's a
great.
great-
I
Yeah,
mean,
pizza's
you
good,
can't
cheap.
not go wrong with pizza.
Well,
Pizza and like pizza, it's gonna be engineering focused, right? So how about engineering pizza? What's a nice little fancy, it's engineering, right, Ms. Rashomon?
Well,
Well,
We need a fancy.
it'll be pipe fitter and welding
Okay.
and engineering, all three of those together.
Yeah, we need a
And
name for
quality.
pizza and engineering, what's a good way to?
No, I'm not ready to, we're not ready to move on. We have a session internally that will share the details with you, so we're not ready for the details to go out just yet.
Okay. I know we have a save the date. I think
Right.
we put a, yeah, inside our
So,
school.
and again, I'm working with Ms.
Ms.
Dirk
Dirk.
on this, but our goal at Thompson is how do we show other organizations how these partnerships could work so that we can expand it. We'll be the test subjects.
Ms. Chambers also has, as part of the roadmap, the service learning requirement.
yeah.
To date, we have 15, I just checked this morning, 15 parents have submitted their proof that they have done 1 hour of volunteer work with their child. So we're starting to push that a little bit more by giving the opportunities to the parents so they can meet that requirement on the roadmap, because they gotta have that done by May 15th.
And most of them have it, they just have not submitted it. I mean, they come to litter pickup, they come to my name, they do the things.
Like, to do paperwork and follow it up, yeah.
Right.
Very good.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chambers. All right, moving right along, I did forward an email moving into our grant fundraising initiatives. The YAS is telling us, the YAS group, the Center for Education Reform, is telling us they hope to get out the award letters the first week of March. So, I don't have any, I had hoped, I know I told you this 1 month ago, that we were gonna have an answer, but, that is the latest update that I have. We've done all of our pre-work with them, we've done our spreadsheets, and so I'm anxious to see what the next steps. And we have applied for the Building Hope Fellowship, $50,000. This is the same group that gave us the $10,000 last year. We received their Career Education Champion Award. Ms. Davis, I'm hoping, is joining me this Friday and Saturday in Atlanta because we have round 1 of the Building Hope. And this is the first round that you gotta go through. The thing about this that I want this committee to know about is that this is a fellowship and money. So the fellowship is to be in a cohort with 3 other schools that's doing exactly what we're doing. How do we revamp middle school grades education to be more intentional with career and tech ed? So our entire application, Ms. Bass, Ms. Rauschenbach, directed me, Ms. Davis, like we we were just loading artifacts left and right with path.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's like everything path. And so the roadmap was great. I hope that they see that, and it's unrestricted funds. But the beautiful thing is you get a whole year to have touch points with 3 other teams that are doing the exact same thing that we're doing in 6th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
You mean that they have the same concept, the same idea and implementation that?
They're pitching for how to redefine their career and tech ed focus for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So our application was designed off of, we're adding a grade a year, we're only adding 6 next year, but this is a school that's focused on career exposure. Help us now make it more meaningful in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
So we chose PATH as our way of going, and we get to see what they have done.
Yes.
And what their execution of that is.
Yeah.
So they will appoint the other schools?
They are picking 4 schools altogether,
Okay.
and so we hope to be one of the 4.
Okay.
Yep. And it's a team, so it's not just one person. I was offered the second person's team spot at the very last minute. It was not a requirement that somebody had to go, that second person had to go to Atlanta this week, just the lead applicant. And so Ms. Davis, I asked her, and so I don't know, Ms. Davis, are you able, did you work it out?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So Ms. Davis is gonna go speak about that.
She is gonna, no, she's gonna go and just be the second person. We're able to take 2. And so, 2 people to this 2-day event. And so I know everybody's schedules is already, and so I was trying to, I didn't wanna tell them no. So, yeah. But if we evolve into being a finalist, there'll be some other, we will make it definitely much more intentional. So very excited about that. We have some other grants that we have submitted, a summer reading camp grant, shout out to Pastor Newton, who was our community partner in the application, because you have to profile a community partner of how your summer reading camp children would benefit from. And so we leveraged what we already are doing, which is bus service in the summer. Sometimes we have done, we didn't do it last year, but they have helped us with buses on New Staff Academy, and then having an end of summer camp reading celebration at the Newton Enrichment Center. So there was some documents that we had to turn in to solidify that partnership, and Pastor Newton came through on that. If we get the funding, we're gonna be able to double the number of children that we already serve in summer school. And so, we didn't get it last year, but we missed out on the community partner piece because we didn't have all of our documentation. So, Pastor Newton was strong-armed as part of that conversation and helped us with it. We got some other grants that we are in the pipeline. Project Lead the Way is our next big one. And if anybody has any other grants, just to make this committee aware, Mr. Thompson has asked that we shift and utilize Caroline Durant more for our bigger. So her and I are going to start having monthly, two times a month touch points, where Vicki will still be utilized, our current grant writer that we have, for 8 to 10 hours a month through the end of June, and we will revisit how Ms. Laura, Vicki, who has come to Liberty a couple times, is leveraged in the future. But Caroline will take on more of our bigger lift with that. Path. So going into Path, and I cannot tell you how these partner site visits have been just great. Amy is coordinating them all for me. I'm on number 30. I got 2 this afternoon, I believe, and but it's just really exciting just to thank them on their own turf, and like, thank you for what you're doing, but then, you know, tell us what your biggest challenges are in recruiting folks in your industry, how can schools better help you, and then also getting feedback directly on the partnership. The one thing that they are all asking for on the PATH partnership is just to make the expectations much clearer on the front end of the time commitment and what happens after Christmas. And so the visits are happening at the best time because I've been encouraging them around the menu touch points of what they are able to do. And you've got, really three groups of partners. You've got some that they are visiting more than one time a month, right? You got some that are, they're coming when the teacher asks, and then we have a small group that the schedules are just really tight. They're just really tight. And so the creativity of the partners, I mean, we're talking, I've seen FaceTime and videos from the car. I've seen job site FaceTime videos, a lot of read alouds, a lot of, but that's really what I wanted to pick y'all's brains on, is the path guidance on, how Heather and I talked a little bit about it on our phone call. Our field trips were in great shape. This time last year, I was begging y'all to help, can you help with Emily? We only have one group left, which is second grade. I mean, Thompson's taking care of fifth grade, fourth grade went to Nephron, third grade went to Central Carolina, first grade went to Central Carolina, which was just amazing. Kindergarten went to Central Carolina. First grade went to Continental.
Oh, yeah.
They went to Continental. And we just had a parent on the inside that helped to coordinate with Emily. And so BJ Reed has committed to making second grade happen with wastewater management, which the second grade team said was an amazing field trip. And so we've thrown out some dates. BJ's got the next step to give us the date that works for her, but that will be in the month of March. But I was telling Heather, it would be really cool if we could just get one teacher on each grade level to do the switch day. Like when I say switch day, go
Yeah.
to the partners visit, like who is a flexible path partner where they don't have to have background check clearance or bodysuit to wear, that they could truly do I'm shadowing you. Like that would be so cool, so cool. So that's any ideas that y'all have?
So for the path guidance teachers, and that's mainly focused on the post-project touch points.
Yeah, remember how in the beginning of the year in our pitch that we made, there was a slide in the deck that said, we'd love to get you to go to your path partner.
Yeah,
Like get a half day, we cover the sub, right?
But only one teacher took advantage of that.
We only had Miss Graves
That's right.
so far that has gone, but we haven't, and we're trying to be sensitive, right? We're trying to be sensitive to it was the beginning of the school year, very lofty, but I can tell you that we're monitoring it every month to make sure our touch point has been done.
If we gave them their path partner over the summer, do you think that they could go and visit? I don't know how that would work out.
I don't
over
know
the summer
how that
holiday.
works with the
Pay.
pay and all of
We
that.
could offer a stipend, we could. It would not be in one of, we could offer a flex day.
Is there,
as
like,
part of the flex day.
how many days are baked in at the end of the school year that's not student attended, but?
30. I love where you're going with this. We typically let them, we would need strong support for the board level. Because what we've done is you are only working those last 3 days if your classroom needs great attention. Most everybody is not coming.
But we're paying them for those 3 days of work,
It's built into their workday agreement, yes. That's been our long-standing.
but they're really paid days off.
They are technically, yeah, we have pretty much half of the staff is in the building the day after kids leave. The other half are already done. So I love where you're going.
Yeah.
That this could be going forward, this is an expectation.
Yeah.
That and Dr.
One
McDonald,
of those
we've
three.
already started talking about how we can use that for meaningful professional development. Like we already have, to your point, these 2 days, really it's 2, but it's still 2 days that you are being paid. It is a part of your work agreement, going until June 4th technically. But we're just trying to take advantage of morale, right, that sort of thing.
And then there to be like an alternative for those who can't go see their partners, an alternative requirement within the school.
I'm just worried that if we do it at the end of the school year, they're gonna lose it over the 3 months before they ever have another touch point again.
We have not shared with,
And that puts us in a bind to have all of it nailed down before their last day of school. So we would have to have it nailed down by May, which would be, could you do it?
Dr. Ivy,
yes, ma'am.
and Heather and Kim, if if we did not, if it did not do it this school year, throughout the school year, could it not be, part of the parental development time on Fridays?
It could be, yes. We are already making Friday afternoons much more powerful. Like they have PD that they have to go to. It's a choice PD where they're listening to what the teachers have asked for the most part. But it could be that one Friday becomes a Path Friday.
I would
Yeah,
like,
in the afternoon, they just go to their.
We'd have to bake that into, or if PAP is going to become, and this is what I see, PAP is going to become just like even bigger thing next year, and the year after is going to become even bigger. And like what I told Heather I just think it's so powerful for us to all acknowledge that on our teachers' evaluations, we're putting the same weight on percentages. Just as many kids as you get to read and do math on grade level is the same weight as it says, get your monthly touch point through PATH, complete 100% of PATH milestones. So that's been the big win this year, is that our staff now sees this as, hey, if you're at Liberty, reading and math is just as important as getting kids to be exposed to their PATH careers.
I'm just wondering if we could start them at the very beginning of the year, before your kids come into the class. You go spend one day with your PATH
How do we,
partner.
Well, what we would have to do then is just us, this group here, go ahead and start making the connections now and start assigning, so when on day one, they have their path partner.
what I can
As
commit,
well as, would that mean also that we have to do the training, path partner, training in the beginning, before school starts?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, all that would happen over the summer, and then that way,
I just have to find something in that 5 days to give up. Which we can, we could do that, we just gotta, as long as 3 days under state law now, they have to have dedicated, you gotta
well,
piece
do
together.
they have to do like a half day, like a full day shadow? Could they just do
No,
like
I think
an
they
hour? I mean, I don't,
Yeah,
okay,
they can
just
do it,
go,
go
they just
visit your
spend an hour,
partner,
and then
go
this
to
is
the,
where, this is what this industry is, they can see it from the get.
physically go to their, it's like do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And when the same date and time is not gonna work for every PATH partner, so giving them some flexibility during the couple of days that they have to set up their classrooms whenever they're first coming back.
Yeah,
Hey, during your setup time, go visit your PATH partner.
yeah.
And again, I think an hour would be more than enough to ask for, but I think that if we gave them scripted questions to ask, like what job, tell us a little bit about this job, show it to me if you want to, and then have the teacher sit down and say, hey, listen, we're gonna have to connect at least once a month, what do you want those connections to look like?
Now, one thing I did, a couple of industry partners did give feedback that they're the ones that have been with like the second grade team multiple times. They want to go to an older grade next year.
In
So there
financial
would be,
services.
yeah,
I say
financial.
go to 6th grade.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, what we probably do is just offer that up to move that there, and we have to backfill. So not everybody is gonna know who their industry partner is, it's not gonna be the same one for everybody. I'd like to keep as many of them the same as we can.
So,
I mean, I think that's a good thing, for at least a couple of years for continuity, so we don't have to constantly
Yeah.
reinvent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think there's some value in, it probably can get stale. So we can ask them if they wanna stay with the same class, or if they
Yeah.
wanna transition to a
Yeah.
new one. I think that's a great idea.
so I am taking the PATH committee, the CLI team that's in charge of PATH, that y'all have come a couple times in this room with. We are, and I shared this with you in our one-on-one, that I'm taking them to breakfast on March the 6th at 10:15, and the whole point of the breakfast is to get feedback. And so, how can we leverage this time with them to figure out how to, what I'm asking for is help. I need help to get this, I need them to get on, get them to see this.
Yeah.
If we, because I love the push for the 3 days. I like that, like going now and forevermore, either we start something this year to ease our way into it, or we let staff know, hey, this is gonna be an expectation going forward. At the end of it, this is how we close out a school year at Liberty, and this is how you start a new school year at Liberty. Whether it is, thank you to your PATH partner at the end, meet your new PATH partner in your, before first day of school with kids, but,
Who's the one teacher that visited their partner already?
Miss Graves.
Miss Graves?
Yep.
Could
So
she
you will require so many visits?
It would just be one.
One
It would
visit?
just be one that but it could turn into more than one. I mean, if we open up the gate, you're gonna have several, they're just wanting permission, I think, and they wanna formalize the process, but I'm definitely gonna need help in championing this.
How much of an influence is Miss Graves? Could she have some
Yeah,
influence over
could
the
be.
other, just to share her story and?
It could be, that she does. Everybody is seeing the visits that I'm doing, and they know that they're just 30 minutes. And, like, I share a little recap of what the person's telling me. Because at the end of the day, we're just really asking them to do that. Just go meet your person.
It'd be nice if they could have arranged it earlier and then gone with you. So y'all go in
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time, yeah.
This was I told you where the inspiration came from. It came from you and Amy, the lift.
Yeah.
After I did my first couple of lifts, I was like, okay, what next? And it was great. Please don't get me wrong. Like I've struggled to find time with Amy. She's just super busy, and so that has turned into these visits here because they're really pouring into me.
Yeah.
It was the best, I'm telling you, it's the best thing. Because at the end of the day, if I can't champion, like I use my time with Kyle to learn more about pipe fitting, because I have no idea what pipe fitting is all about. Like if I can't actually get up and give joy and energy in front of the staff, they're not gonna, I can't expect them to be. And so, I just don't know what the best strategy is. But I do know that we have a scheduled breakfast, and they know that it is to celebrate our wins, but to figure out what are our next steps to close out the year, but also to make this better next year. So I know y'all are super busy.
Yeah.
March 6th, if you are free.
What time?
It is 10:15, March 6th, and the group agreed to go to Excel. So it's kind of like a look at what we've been able to accomplish, guys. Give us your wins, because we did a survey, but we've never, and Kim, this has been something you pushed me to do. And last year I didn't do it until the summer. I did it on the very last 2 weeks of school, and so I'd rather get their feedback now about how pitch day, while it's fresh in their mind, like pitch day, it is February.
Would they be as open with us there as they would be without us there?
I think they would be more open
Okay.
with y'all there.
You said 10:15?
Yes, ma'am.
I am completely unavailable that first week of March, so.
Yeah.
That's my last week of availability before my schedule is crazy for the rest.
Did you say on March 6th?
March 6th, yes, ma'am.
At what time?
10:15.
I could be available, are Kim and Heather, are you guys going?
Yeah, I'm, for right now, I think I can make it.
I feel like like I was telling you on the phone, like if one outcome out of that, if we could just get each one of those path leaders at that meeting to identify one partner in the building, one partner on each grade level, to do the go do day share. Like if we just close the school year out with other staff seeing that at least one person on each grade level went to their partner,
Yeah.
that'll be a win.
And be a
They'll
good lift
see
for
it.
for starting out the
Yes.
next school year. Very good.
But then also to figure out how we can, to get their feedback on the first 5 days, like how do we get this built in? Because something's gonna have to give in that 5 day, because those 5 days before the first day of school is tight. It could be done, we just gotta give up something else.
Yeah.
I got a feeling I know what they'll tell me. But, I mean, where do y'all rate path this year? Like, do you feel like it's better this year than it was last year?
I think so. I think there was a lot of growing pains as far as everybody coming up with their own project. I think that's probably gonna be the biggest
The partners
pushback.
love it.
Yeah, the part, but I'm thinking on the teacher side, I think they kind of enjoyed having the, kind of the project
Yeah.
laid out already.
Yep.
But I think that was the only real thing, as far as.
They loved having no